Hi, you guys. How are you? I just wanted to take a little minute. For those of you who are new to me, I'm from Golden, Colorado. And today is like the first day that we have not been covered in fog and rain and drippiness. And for those of us in Colorado, like, we've ultimately chosen to live here because we need sunshine to grow. So so I just wanted to pop on and say that the fog had lifted and send you guys a little Friday message. So this coming out of the fog is very analogous to everything that I teach and everything that I hope that you get in your life. Because I think so many of us are in the fog. I think many of us who are coming out of the fog and getting what we now call woke, the muscles are still relatively new to coming out. We're accustomed, essentially the societal norms, we're accustomed the ego vibration of our mind. So we're listening to the chatter and the criticisms and the judgments and the rationalizations and the control mechanisms in our brain all day, every day. We're obligating ourselves to things that we don't really want to do and saying no to the things that we really do want to do. And we're in a fog, and it's like we're spinning constantly in this cycle and not stopping for a moment to take a deep breath. Let's just do that together. We're not stopping to take a deep breath, and we're not coming out of our own fog. Sometimes we do, and it's like this moment where the spell has been broken and we are out here and we are alive and things are feeling awesome. And then something triggers and we go back into the ego zone, back into the mind cycle, back into the spin. And so that's what it's felt like for me anyways, coming out of this fog this week, is like, finally there's blue sky and I can see, and it feels so good to be here. And I was thinking as I was hiking up this mountain just now about a scene from Indiana Jones, The Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones gets put under a spell, and he's certainly just doing terrible things at that very minute. And the little boy that has traveled all this way with him to the temple sees him and he can't get through. And Indiana Jones is being so mean to him and just beating him up and just being a terrible person to him. And so the little boy grabs a stick full of fire and burns the front side of Indiana Jones with the fire, and it wakes him up and it breaks the spell. And Indiana Jones comes back into reality where he gets to make the choices again, where he is the decider of his own life, where he is feeling his own feelings and having empathy and is just awoken from the spell. And I leave that and I pose this as a question to you. How often are you coming out of the spell? How often, how many days a week do you find yourself finally going, oh, I can breathe and I'm here and I'm alive and I'm present in my life? And how many days or hours or minutes of your day are spent looking down at your phone, in your ego cycle of criticism, judgment, control, rationalization, to-do listing, making sure you're pleasing everybody around you? And then how often are you coming up for air and having that, I'm here and I'm making my own decisions and I belong here and I live here? This is something I just want you to notice for yourself. Like, when do you come out of the fog? And one of the things, and I know I've been talking about it all week, and I know you're so tired of the sales pitches. I certainly get so tired of the sales pitches, but this is what Rise Unlimited does, is it helps you break the fog. It helps you stay out of the spell. It helps you to grow the muscles inside of yourself that will allow for you to trust ultimately in who you are, what you want, and like totally ignite that intuition. Because when the intuitive voice is enacted and ignited, then the fog barely shows up. And when the fog does show up, you go, all right, I'm in the fog. All right, I'm in the fog. And you name it and you go, okay, here are my choices. I can stay in the fog for a little minute and give myself the reprieve and allow myself to get mind sucked into criticism and whatnot. Or I can go to yoga, or I can go for a hike, or I can do something really healthy for myself that will make me feel better, or I can watch TV for 3 days. You know, we have those choices. And when our intuition is driving the driving the bus versus our ego. We're not in fear. We're not in comparison. We're in total love of ourselves. We're in total control, actually, like actual control, real control of ourselves. And that's what Rise Unlimited does. And while I've been saying Monday is opening door day, I want you to know that I am not a pressure salesperson. This is for you, and it's about you, and it has nothing to do with me. I want this for you only for that I know what it can do for your spirit and your soul. I know what it can do to your bank account. I know what it can do for your overall confidence in yourself and your life. I know how it can inspire and change you. I know that. So the door opens on the 15th, but it doesn't close. It doesn't close. If you wake up on Wednesday next week and you think to yourself, shoot, I really did want it, but the price tag scared me, or I wasn't sure I had the time and now I'm really regretting that decision, I want you to know that the door's open and my phone rings. So if you have questions, doubts, fears, concerns about joining a 12-week program, about spending this kind of money, please don't hesitate to call me. I am just like you. I'm just a person, but I have this psychic ability that has channeled out this program to help you become your best self, help you step into the full potential and realities of what you want. And for that, I want you to consider it for that, for the sake of, this is about you, for you. And when you are breaking the spell and you're coming up for air and you're making decisions for yourself, how does that feel? And how would it feel to live there full time? How would it feel to live there full time? In the awakened presence of yourself, in the full embodiment of who you really are, without ever having to put a mask on, without ever having to feel the shame and fear of who you really are. If that sounds great, then please join me Monday or the next day, whatever day it feels like for you, to Rise Unlimited. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm Willow Bradner of willowbradner.com. Peace in. Lots of love.